story.
Uncover more and dig into the core of the issue.
Discover the story behind the story with the Big Story Podcast on City News.
Veteran journalist Jordan Heath-Rawlings takes an in-depth look at the issues, culture, and personalities shaping Canada and the world today.
Go beyond the headlines.
Always more to the story with the Big Story Podcast every weekend on City News.
101.1 FM and 1310 AM.
What do you get the dad that has everything?
Here's something he'll never see coming for Father's Day. The flight of a lifetime with Sundance Balloons.
Help them soar over 1,000 feet in the air with a Sundance Balloons flight for Father's Day.
Ask about their limited time Father's Day sale.
Give your Father's Day gift a lift with Sundance Balloons. Visit SundanceBalloons.com.
Summer's coming, picture it. A sweltering night, waking up covered in sweat, your air conditioning dead. It'll be days and hundreds of dollars before it's fixed. Want to avoid that? Join the club, the Comfort Club from Carlton Refrigeration Heating and Air Conditioning. Be prepared with a Comfort Club maintenance and protection plan. Stay cool all summer, guaranteed. Check out CarltonRefrigeration.com.
inaugural Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Awards. The SEMAs, presented by TD Bank Group, honors the best First Nations, Métis, and Inuit musicians from across Canada and celebrates excellence, artistic voice, and legacy. 2021 award winners will be revealed in a special 2-hour virtual presentation, including guest presenters and special performances. Join the party June 12th. The SEMAs, Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Awards, presented by TD. Learn more at summersolsticefestivals.ca.
Number 1 for local news in Ottawa and the Valley. This is City News, now on 101.1 FM and 1310 AM.
It's Tuesday, the 1st of June. Good morning, I'm Sarah Buck, and right now in Ottawa, we've got partly cloudy skies and 21 degrees. It's partly cloudy and 21 in Smiths Falls. Here's what's making news this hour. No final decision until tomorrow, but City News sources at Queen's Park say Premier Doug Ford is leaning toward keeping schools closed to in-person learning. The Toronto Star is reporting that direction may be powered in part by a desire to move up the reopening plan for the province, which has a step 1 currently set for the week of June 14th. Ontario's stay-at-home order expires at midnight. Stay with City News for more on this developing story. Provincial health officials report 39 new cases of COVID-19 in Ottawa out of 699 new cases across Ontario. There were 9 new deaths in Ontario due to the virus. Elsewhere locally, Leeds Grenville Lanark Health Unit confirms no new cases. Public Health Ontario is reporting no new cases in Eastern Ontario and 2 new cases in Renfrew County. The local health units update their numbers in the afternoon. Charlottetown City staff have permanently removed a statue of Sir John A. Macdonald from a downtown intersection in response to recent revelations about the country's residential school system. A vigil was held yesterday where demonstrators placed 215 pairs of shoes next to the Macdonald statue following last week's tragic discovery of the remains of 215 children buried at a former residential school in Kamloops, BC. Mi'kmaq chiefs are pleased that Charlottetown City Council has decided to remove the statue, calling the move long overdue. I'm Sarah Buchan for News Anytime. Follow up online at ottawa.citynews.ca.
He's a pillar of community opinion.
The Rob Snow Show returns
On Rogers TV and City News.
101.1 FM
And 1310 AM.
Thank you so much for joining us here on City News. Make no mistake about it, we are watching the news very closely at Queen's Park to find out if we're getting an actual decision from the Premier regarding schools. We understand from multiple sources the schools will not be reopening, but we have not had that confirmed. But of course, Mark Day and Sarah Buchan will be bringing you the news all afternoon. They will make sure you receive it as quickly as possible. We wanted to speak with Saul Mamakwa. Hello, Saul.
Hi there. Hi, how are you?
Good. Of course, NDP, MPP for Kitinip-Wignog. I'm going to ask you to say it because I feel like I'm not saying it correctly.
It's a Kiwetnug, which means north. Kiwetnug.
Thank you so much. I promise to work on that. I really wanted to spend time with you today to talk about the tragic discovery of 215 children, their remains in Kamloops, BC. It seems unfathomable that sentence is even coming out of my mouth, but we know, sadly, there is probably more children. What are you hoping the government of Ontario is going to do, Saul?
Yes, I know. Obviously, again, thank you for acknowledging that. It's, we are united in grief as Indigenous people, but also we should be as Canadians. And I think yesterday I called on the Ontario and the Canadian government to work with First Nations at the sites of the schools and look for our lost children. And this process, this search should be First Nations led. And I think we have to understand, it is one of these great open secrets that our children lie on these properties of former schools, and an open secret that Canadians can no longer, look away from it. So that's one of the things that we need to look into, in the coming weeks and the coming months.
It is absolutely tragic. I think, like you said, all Canadians are grieving, but the Indigenous community, this, as you said, this was a well-known secret, if you will. What are you hoping the government will do, and how quickly are you wanting them to act?
I think one of the things I'm asking the province of Ontario is, I know, to have a day of mourning and remembrance and of the 215 that were found. And so I'm working with them right now on it. And I mean, that's just one piece, right? But I think it's really important. What has happened as well here is it certainly has opened up a lot of old wounds, of Indigenous people. We are hurt. We are in mourning. And I think there needs to be some type of healing initiative that needs to happen immediately because, our people are hurting. And that's very clear. And I think one of the other things is, to provide funds for, to have a funding timelines planned for this government search of the grounds of former residential schools. And, again, we need to have a plan and make sure that this is First Nation-led, Indigenous-led, and we need to be able to do that so we can provide justice for the survivors and their families today. And I think what's important as well, Canada and the provinces should demand apologies from those who have helped commit these crimes, these heinous crimes. Pope Francis, the Catholic Church, and all other churches that have been involved must own up to their part of this genocide. And it's really important.
I think it's a really good point. That apology would certainly, be from, obviously, hopefully the Pope, if it was going to go to that degree. Is this something that you feel will impact the Indigenous community, or do you think they'll just think this is just, obviously just speaking to them as opposed to being really authentic?
I think we need something that's very genuine. We need something that's authentic, and I think that's what we need to. The churches need to acknowledge. The Pope needs to acknowledge that they were part of that. That they were part of these, the heinous crimes that have happened, and I've been speaking about, how, this is, when we talk about, the tools of genocide that are there. And not only that,